Ah, yes. Back again. Motown Philly back again. Well, hello. Welcome to Coffee Break with Jay. We did it again, you guys. We're back. We made it another week. It's so good to see you. John Cena. But the difference between me and John Cena is you can see me. Well, hello. Well, hello. Yo, what up? Yeah, I see the fam is here. Let me clear my screen. Let me clear my screen. Guys, welcome back to Coffee Break with JN. I am JN. Good to see you. Usually don't see this much in my trunk. And in the days of yore, in the old coffee break times, we used to talk a lot about coffee. We don't talk about coffee that much anymore. Um, and one of the things that used to happen is people go, "Yo, JN, what's in the cup? What you sipping on, yo?" And we don't do that anymore. And we also used to give a lot of love to the mug itself. So I have to. I needed some mighty atom power tonight. I needed 100,000 horsepower tonight, you guys. I had to pull out mighty atom. Pause. You guys remember this one? See him swim oceans, fly through space, catch criminals. Part of the War of the Waringos, the Squatty Large collection. Sometimes I need this power. Yo, let's see who's in here. What? Hello. What up, Notorious JRD? Notorious JRD starts off strong by saying, "Oh, yes." BT Dubs, the Is it Thursday yet mug is 20% off through the 7th of August at Grand Punwick. JRD, hit him with the hit him. I was about to say hit him with the Spanish. Hit him with the URL, or is this one of those things where it says it doesn't like links? Um, is that it, or is that the old one? Maybe that's not it anymore. But yeah, go to JRD's site. Kappa, it is a Thursday yet mug. Give support to the home team. Give all your support to the JNN Jamar Nicholas Network and all of my affiliates. JRD with his affiliate ID JNN JRD 15. Thanks, sir. So, guys, I have one thing that has been happening to me lately is I got this new mouse, and I think the last time we did coffee break, I talked about this new mouse, and this new mouse is like, and it is not the mouse that you guys recommended. I know JRD had some special like $900 mouses, not getting that, but I have mouse problems. Like my old mouse, where was it? Was this kind of like ergo. Look at that. Haha. Look, you like that grip, don't you? Pause. Was this like ergo thing because finished in the last book, and you know I had to kind of like watch my hands, and I was getting cramping in my hand, one from gripping the stylus and just doing a lot of heavy drawing, and then also mousing a lot and doing a lot of clicks. So I bought this kind of like super ergo mouse that kind of fits. It's almost like a, I don't know, like a knockoff sci-fi blaster. And this is dope, right? Like it feels really good in the hand. Pause. But the thing is real janky, and it would like stutter. And you guys saw me like clawing at the table trying to get um, a good line with this thing. And it's like it's 2023. Mice just work, right? We're not doing that old dance. So I was like, I got to get something else. It's driving me crazy. So I got this new mouse, and it's like a gamer mouse, and it has all these unnecessary buttons on it. And there's two buttons right next to the thumb, and you just click it by accident, and then I think the thing is set to backspace or back out, and it just like nopes me right off of the stream. So if I disappear and come back, that's what happens. That's right. Tell him I call Shogun. Yo, I see Fletch in the building. What up, Fletch? Fletch has been gone. I think Fletch has conflicting dates on Thursdays at 9. And we missed having the no good dirty gum hustler attend coffee break. So welcome back, sir. I feel like it's not for long, right? Because I think you just had a break in your schedule this week. So we're happy to see you, guys. Let's get our first sip of the night to your pal Fletch. Sip out of Astro Boy's head. Pause. All right. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that roll call. There's a lot of people in here. Yeah, who do I see? I see Nakota. And Nakota started off the stream talking about something at 6 a.m. Did the YouTube thing say that this wasn't coming on now? I don't know. It had on my thing that it was starting on time, so I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I'm not doing anything at 6 a.m. That's real rap. So I see Nakota, what up? I see Duke. I see I call Shogun. I see Mama Carla. Bless up, Mama Carla. Everybody give warm calming hugs to Mama Carla. Electronic hugs. I see Ronaldo. What up, Ronaldo? It's good to see you, my man. Who else I see in this chat? I see Matt. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Who else? I see Notorious JRD. I see Bill West. What up, Bill West? It's good to see you. Yo, I see my man Stunt Kim. What up, Stunt Kim? You know how we gets down. Somebody said, "What's up?" JRD said, "My A1C." Yo, you gotta get those sugars down, yo. That's word. Um, guys, we're getting old, and I saw there's this one uh person that I don't necessarily think I follow people who do a lot of reels and TikToks on other social platforms. But this one lady, her whole gimmick is that she does like Generation X reels, and this is the gray beard hour. So we talk about those things. But one of the things she tried to say is that because there's like some very documented timelines of when the generations shift, and I think Generation X is supposed to be 69 to 1980. And she disagrees. She believes that, I think, because that 80 to like 87 or something, I think they call them Zennials or something. Like they're not exactly Gen X, but they're not millennials. And she was like, yo, I think Generation X should just rock out to the end of the 80s because, we have that 80s trauma. So I wonder what you guys think about that. Yeah, Ken, there's some activity going on in here. Yo, I see Chakunk. Suze has entered the chat. Kachunk. Suze is on her evening commute listening from the radio. Um, how many of you guys still have to leave the house? And if you are fortunate enough to own a vehicle, because not everybody is, like some of my city dwellers do not. It's almost like counterintuitive to have a car in the major city. How many of you guys have a commute to work if you go to work and then you also drive? Let me know what your commute time is, because I know a lot of times people will factor where they live on, how long their commute's going to be. Oh, I changed jobs. Oh yeah, how's the commute? Like 30 minutes. That's not bad. but then it starts to creep into an hour. It starts to feel like not as worth it. So when you're on your commute, what do you listen to? Are you a morning zoo, wacky radio host people? Are you podcasts and audiobooks? Do you just have do you have your CDs? Yo, I heard you like CDs. What do you listen to on your way to work? Look at Fletch. My commute time is 20 minutes. Oh, that's what's up. Um, hold on, Fletch. I'll get back to that Gen X thing. Yo, what up, Vincent? Good to see you. Vincent says, I don't know. I'm a decrepit boomer. Okay, boomer. Okay, hold on. What up, Bill West? Bill West says, I have an hour one-way commute, but since the pandemic, just twice a week. So one way means I guess you go into the city or something and you stay, and then you kind of come home later. One of those type of things. Yeah, what up, Miguel? Good to see you, Miguel. Miguel says podcasts. JRD says my car has a USB, so I have a thumb drive with MP3s. Um, what a lot of the young people used to, I guess, still say, the person who controls the aux cord controls the radio. So, I mean, there's a lot of people who don't even have like if you have a car that has a tape player in it, bless you. And a lot of cars don't even have CDs and CD things in them anymore. But I did see this another reel where this guy, I don't know if it was supposed to be the 90s or something, but this guy was, oh no, I know what it was. I got it. There's two stories. So part of this thing I was getting at is kind of like car habits. And when you're uh, remember that period in time, it might have been like the late 90s or early thousands when everybody had CD players or cassette players in a car with the face. You would take the face off of it and put it in your pocket and go into the store with it. And before the faces was, I think you could pull the whole console out and you could carry it like a little lunchbox. Um, but I just saw this video where this guy's coming out of Walmart and somebody's trying to interview him in the parking lot. They're like, "My man, what's that in your hand?" And he's like, "Yo, it's my car battery." He's like, "Your battery?" He's like, "Yeah, them Kia boys is out here. They stealing Kias out here. I just take the whole battery with me in a Walmart." And I was like, "Yo," but it's wild, man. So I wonder if anybody had any of those issues. And also, that's true. A couple, I think it was last month, they just broke up a huge catalytic converter crime ring in Philly, and I think they had said that between like the 10 or 15 people they had in this ring stealing catalytic converters, um, it was like a $3.6 million enterprise or something. It's crazy out there. So, all right, let me get to these. Let me get to some of these answers here. So, what does Bill listen to in the car? All of the above: CDs, audiobooks, radio, my own inner demons. Matt, yo, sip of coffee for the Waringos. It's just get your sippers up for the Waringo dynasty. Good to see you guys. What did Matt say? I think I lost you, brother. Where'd it go? Yo, E, I see you. What's up, Eric? I totally messed this up. I don't know where you went. Matt was saying, okay. Matt says, I'm taking care of my parents and I'm lucky to be able to work remotely. But when Susan and I were riding to work together, we would listen to audiobooks, 20 to 30-minute commute. One of my favorite things of all time, at one point in the car, we had I think it was a cassette player, and we were really into audiobooks. No, what do they call them? Books on tape. They weren't even audiobooks. And one of the favorites was it The Measure of a Man by Sidney Poitier. and it was just fun. So, but it's funny though. Like you would think that two people in a car listening to an audiobook makes a car really quiet, right? So Matt and Suze, when you guys are riding, it's just kind of like, shut up! I'm trying to listen to this. I'm trying to listen to this book. I call Shogun says when I did commute, it was either the local alt station or NPR because that's how I roll. Apparently, you know what? I think part of the measure of me getting older is I just listen to the news radio station KYW News Radio because I need to know the weather and traffic on the tens and twos. I think I cross a threshold, you guys. I just like I don't have a lot of patience for radio music anymore. And I just need to know how long is it gonna get take me to drive to the airport. That's all. I don't have time for anything else. Ronaldo says mine's about 20 minutes. You guys have some really good commutes. Like you could walk that or ride your bike if it's 20 minutes. I drive in at 3 a.m. and I'm like one of three cars on the road. My phone is connected to my car Bluetooth. I listen and play the previous night's Jeopardy episode. Oh wow, that's interesting. Miguel, 1 hour 45 minutes. Ugh. I pray for you, my friend. What up, E? Eric says my commute is about an hour drive, give or take 10 minutes, depending on traffic. Sometimes I listen to sports talk radio. In Philly, it's the WIP, WIP. The wildest people call sports radio. And everybody that calls a sports radio stations are like, unsung club managers who happen to know all the inner machinations of a ball team. Sometimes my iPod, sometimes an audiobook. Okay. Stunkin says, I be blasting music with the windows down when I go to work. I'm probably that guy that wakes you up with my loud beats passing you on the street. That's that woo woo. That's just your alarm clock. That's that woo woo. I like it, Ken. Dakota says, my commute used to be 20 minutes, now remote. If I drove in, it'd be 1.5 hours. Ugh. My car has fancy stuff in it, but I stick with CDs because get off my lawn. Old man yells at clouds. Fletch, what up, dirty gum hustler? Fletch says, I put over 8,000 songs on a flash drive of everything I could think of that I liked, and it's on shuffle. It's almost like I know there's still people. This is funny. I don't know why this happened, but a couple of months ago, I started looking at MP3 players on Amazon. I didn't buy one, but I was kind of surprised that they still make MP3 players because like your phone does that, and it was just kind of like I was wondering like who's buying this, and maybe you're in a space where you're like I don't know, maybe you're like a tech guy and you gotta you know play something that's like hidden in a wall behind something else. Like I was thinking in those lanes, not necessarily that you're walking down the street with a pair of headphones and listening to an MP3 player. Let's put that on pause because I think I want to talk about that a little bit more. I call says bring back mix CDs. I have mixed CDs. Well, yeah, I mean, even the last generation have kind of lost the idea of what a mixtape means. Because, like, back in our gray days, like a mixtape was like a very special cassette that somebody put together for you with meaning. Now it's just like, yo, this is my mix, and there's no intention to it besides this is just the thing that I'm vibing to. Mama Carla says, I bust it and I'm listening French on Duolingo. Wow. You learning French. That's what's up. I knew a little French. It all poured out of my ear. Bill says, until the pandemic, I'd always have to drive an hour to work. Cursed is your lot in life. Yeah, you know what? I don't, I'm trying to think of the last CD I bought. I really can't remember. It might have been an Adele CD. I haven't bought a CD in a long time. Speaking of theft, JRD says there was a bunch of Hondas in our neighborhood. Were those Fits, like the Fits, right? That's a Honda in our neighborhood broken into, including my wife's. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We're just the main. Oh, they're stealing airbags again. Ugh. Nakota out in the P&W says we had a catalytic converter issue out here. Priuses were the hardest hit. Hmm. Well, I was going to say with the Honda Fits, I know for a while, this is maybe maybe like a decade ago, they were going in on Honda Fits because the tires are tiny, and I think they switch out with Camrys or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a car guy. It's just all really bad. JRD says, I have a problem with listening to too similar music or audiobooks or radio plays when driving, so shuffle helps keep me engaged and awake when I drive. This is funny. I remember you guys might be surprised to hear this, but I was a gym rat at one point. It didn't take two. It wasn't that long, but I say maybe a good year that like I was in the gym heavy, like 3 times a week for hours. And at this point, I guess I'm putting a carbon stamp on the era. I had a iPod. It wasn't the Nano because I think the Nanos weren't they the ones with the tiny little color screens in it. This was, I think it was like the first Nano where there was only like a thumb's worth of memory on there, and I would put a workout mix on it. Like I would upload it from my Mac and put it on there, and I think the thing had enough space for like 10 songs, and then it was done. Like they made a whole device around that, and and it had a little, it's like a little chip clip. You could just like clip it to your arm, and I had my headphones in, and I would rock out. But and it all and no, it's the iPod Shuffle. Yes, that's what it was, and that was my deal. And I still have a gym mix on Spotify. But hell, if I'm going to the gym. Yo, what up, Ben Harvey? Yo, what up, fellow breakers? Good to see you. Yo, Jeff. Yo, what's going on, Jeff? Good to see you. Oh yeah, Jeff. Miguel's talking about commuting, ferry to subway to or express bus. Ugh. Matt says, had to drive into town last night to pick up my dad's meds and listen to Pencil to Pencil. Does that count? Yes. Is it weird listening to Pencil to Pencil and not seeing my smiling angelic countenance or my matinee idol good looks and lantern jaw? You can just imagine it. I just imagine there's a thought balloon with my face in it while you're driving, Matt Waringo. I think that's funny. Son Ken says, damn, you guys just reminded me of Casey Kasem's Top 40. I used to love listening to that Walkman days. And then they had my man Rick Dees. Yo, I heard you like Rick Dees. Matt says, Ken, Sirius Radio reruns Rose Top 40s, and it's so much fun, huh? Ronaldo says, I listen to It Ain't Hard to Tell when I first got to work. Yo, that's what's up. Jeff says, I drove for Uber for 5 years and still bought all my music from iTunes to make playlists. That's what's up. Now we're talking about mixtapes and playlists. Duke says, I made a Spotify playlist for the Kickstarter, and I was very specific about the order because my mixtape game is strong. That's strong with a K. I later realized that the free app shuffles the list, but whatever. Oh, you know what? I looked a little washed out. There you go. I have my color. Hold on a second. I knew something was wrong. Hold on. Let me get my mood together. Let me get my light. Get your light right. Get your light right. All right. Hold on. Come on. Oh, there you go. Don't make me look bad. All right. Fletch says mixtapes and CDs had limited space, so you had to plan it just right. Each mix had its own mood. Playlists could be thousands of songs. It's not the same. You're right. It's not the same. But I just made a Spotify list If you ask nicely, I might share it with you. It's called Touch Grass. This is the Touch Grass mix. When you just need to kind of get out, guys, you gotta get out of here once in a while and just go sit under a tree or just like do a you smell what the rock is cooking. Just you gotta just like disconnect from all this stuff for a minute. You gotta get out of this box, pause for a minute, and just like reset yourself. And you know, I used to talk about back when you would go to the or you were taken to the candle store, like Candleman or PJ Candleman or whatever those stores are called. You know my man PJ Candleman, and they're like, "Smell this, smell this, smell this," and then on the shelf, there's a little container of coffee beans. How apropos for Coffee Break with JN, and you sniff these coffee beans to reset your sniffer. You need to reset your deal once in a while. You guys go outside, touch grass. My touch grass mix is lots of just like real smooth, like old school, like I don't want to say like happy stuff. It's not like don't worry, be happy, but it's kind of like, I got some old Frankie Beverly and Maze on there. I got some Bill Withers on there. You know what I mean? Just some like it's good to be alive music, and you need to just kind of get out of your coffin for a minute and just kind of like set yourself. I miss, you know what? It's funny, even if you could get that thing, I'm sure it still works, but you try to even like having the right dongles to make it work in your device might be the hardest thing to do. Ronaldo says, I still have a Nano, but I just use my phone at this point. I had an iPod Touch. I loved my iPod Touch. It might be, I think some of you guys know that I am a Samsung loyalist. I used to, and I just went to Samsung because I miss my BlackBerry. You guys know I'm a BlackBerry stan. I've still missed my BlackBerry to this day. To this day. To this day. Um, but what I miss, I really enjoy my iPod Touch. And what's also super funny is that at this point in my life, what was it? I had an iPod Touch, and I think I had a never had an iPhone. I don't like iPhone. I think I had a Motorola Razor. This is probably before the iPhones got big, and I love my Razor. But I played a lot of games on my iPod Touch. I really enjoyed that, and I think I used to put out, and this will be the next things. When I had that iPod Touch, I think I was at a point where I was transitioning, and I started getting T-Mobile. I had uh, the candy bar phones with that flipped up with the keyboards, and this goes into my BlackBerry love. When I finally got a BlackBerry, I was done because all of my jobs, I was always um, communicating with my young work study staff, and there was like always 16 or something of them, and it was just like a lot of texting, and I would just go close it. Um, but before all that, I used to put a lot of games on my phone. And I remember maybe if I think I still have my iPod Touch laying around here somewhere. If I turned it on, I think Mafia Wars is still running. Um, Maybe the next thing, and then we'll take an ID is, and I don't. I have zero games on my phone. Ever since I got my BlackBerry, I stopped putting games on my phone because my phone ain't for play. We ain't playing games up in here. So let's do a ones and twos, you guys. I haven't done a ones and twos in a long time. You guys remember the ones and twos. Ones and twos are you're going to put onto your device, if you're commenting or replying, however you're watching Coffee Break tonight, whatever you agree with, put a 1 2. So if you play games on your phone, put a 1 in the chat. If you hell no, do not play games on your phone, put a 2. Or how about this? Maybe a three is if you have another device you keep on your person to play games with, and your EDC everyday carry, or if you're like a like a city commuter and you're on a train or whatever, like do you have a little you bring a Switch with you, or a Steam Deck, or maybe a DS or whatever? Let me know, and that'll be three. So phone games on your phone, yes, one. Games on your phone, two. No. Other device, three. Put in the chat. Let's see what you got. Yo, what up, freaks? Welcome to the chat. What are we talking about? All right, I see a lot of Cole Sugar. Yes, yes games. Ken, no games. Nakota, yes games. Matt, yes games. Jeff, yes games. E, yes games. Jared D, three. No, old phone with chess and solitaire. Everyday carry phone has comicsology for time wasting. All right. Miguel, no games. Ronaldo, one. I'll be obsessed with the game until I have to start paying for stuff. Then I move on to another one. Duke is switched up. Formerly one, but now a two because I ain't got no time for that. Vincent, two. No games. Ben Harvey, one game. What you got on your phone, bro? Fletch says one. It was a one with my first phone, then a two for a long time. Now I'm back a small amount of one, a little one. So Fletch, so I guess for you ones, what are the? You don't have to name them all because we'll be here all night. So for the people that do have games on their phones, what are you playing, or what have you sunk the most time into? I bet there's some Flappy Birds out there, some Candy Crush, Fruit Ninja, Flat. Angry Birds is done. Nobody plays Angry Birds anymore. But I was thinking of I had a Kindle, and somehow I figured out, yo, why am I reading books on this? I could be playing games on this big screen. And my favorite game was Jetpack Joyride. And that was like, I guess what do you call it? Like an infinite runner game? Like, what was that? Well, there was a couple of them where you just kind of run that way and you have to slide or jump or get the coins or whatever. And Jetpack Joyride was like, it just went like that. Stunt Ken says, I have a Switch, but I rarely take it with me. I think I waste money when I don't carry portable gaming devices with me. Huh, that's interesting. We have to talk about Switches. Matt says, Susan and I have dropped way too much money on fishdom. Jeff says, Evany. That's it. I have no idea what these games are. Mugen Glider, what up? I haven't seen you in a while. Mario and Sonic games to play with the nephews. What's up? Matt says, I played Angry Birds for a time. A long term. Zombie Plants too. Oh, zombies versus plants. But they got too complicated. Okay. Ronaldo says, Mob Control is the current one. I'm in the top 10% worldwide. Give Ronaldo the belt. Don't know if I should be proud of that. Yes, be proud of that. Mujan says, don't play Mario Run. Mad addictive. Oh, right. I remember when that came out. That was shaking the world. I'm surprised none of you guys said, what is it? Pokemon Go. I thought somebody was going to say they played Pokemon Go and walked into traffic or walked into a manhole. Like, what was that movie, Soul? He was playing Pokemon Go and fell in a manhole and died. Nakota says, I have this game called Card Thief, where you're this thief person sneaking around stealing from rich people. We could have a whole conversation about that. Jared D says, I honestly cannot think of what I used to have on my phone, but I would try a game, read the permissions, then delete it. You didn't like those EULAs, huh? I'm one of those boring dudes who checks what apps take from my phone. Okay. E says, I've got some word puzzle game and an old Harry Potter game I don't play anymore. You know what? I stopped loading games on my phones when I realized that I was like messing my phones up. And then a couple of computers ago, this is probably like 10 years ago, I stopped putting music on my computer. Like, like you have like somebody gives you a external drive and you just dump it on your computer and put it in iTunes, and it's real sexy to look at your shelves in iTunes. And then it's just like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have any scratch disk is full. I have too much stuff on here. And that happened. This I had a game emulator on my computer, and I realized that I had like gigs of space uh, compromised by that stuff. And I just was like, you know what? I gotta draw books, yo. I ain't time for that. We ain't got time for that. All right, let's finish this game thing. I'm gonna do a ID. Stunkin says, "Oh snap! I actually do have Pokemon Go on my phone. See, I knew it, but that was short lived because my niece flaked out on me. Ah, you need a friend to play Pokemon. I've never played Pokemon Go. I get it. Well, I'm trying to think of things that people tried to like guilt me into playing. There was a period where a couple of my buddies were like, "Yo, you gotta make a dude in Pokemon Go." I'm like, I'm not doing that. Then there was a point my cousins were all playing Clash of Clans, and they tried to shame me into playing that. I'm not playing that. They were like, "Yo, get on. We're having a raid." I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I'm the game guy. Fletch says, I play a jigsaw puzzle game. That's interesting. Then I got into Alien Invasion RPG from an ad I saw on Facebook. See, that's in my wheelhouse. Maybe I should just forget we just said that. iCall says, "Oh, they kind of nickel and dimed you out of Pokemon Go." Okay. Jared D says, "I used to play Risk a lot until the developer changed up for the mobile edition, and suddenly they want access to everything, even my microphone." Nah, I don't think I would have any game called Risk having allowances to my device. Thank you. Oh, Stun Kim was a coffee check. For you guys that are watching and aren't used to this, a coffee check is when a stalwart viewer or caffeine in good standing asks to see what's in the cup. So usually I throw into the chat anybody that would like to guess, and I'm kind of behind on my gnaw prizes. Keep me honest, you guys. If you have a gnaw prize coming to you, tell me. Like JN, I have 3 gnaw prizes coming. So what we're gonna do is, if you'd like to guess what percentage of coffee is in my cup, I only have like 5 different graphics here. So if it's like in the middle or above or below it, I might allow it. So it's not 100. You see me sipping on this cup. Your options are 75, 50, 25, and anything in between those. All right. So what do you think is the percentage of coffee in my cup at this point? Jardy says 20. Okay. It's a good one. Stunkin says, what was the name of that game on Facebook that you had to grow garden? Are you talking about Harvest Moon? Oh, it's on Facebook. I don't know. I forgot about those. Nakota says 15. Okay. Anybody else? Ronaldo says, I have 2 knob prizes from Coffee Break and one for spotting Hawthorne and Leon. Yes, and Leon protected the playground. Mr. Hawthorne is one of the teachers in Leon's school. All right, Duke says 25. Flesh says 25. Stunkin says 50. Matt 25. I call Showcut. You lost in the Price is Right showdown. 400. Farmville. Yes. Yes. You guys are really good with this. East is 30. Ronaldo 40. Okay. Hmm. All right, you guys. Let's see. What is and for you guys remember when we do the coffee check, we do a reverse Drake. Told you. All right, listen. Sorry, you guys. I lost my way. This is called the reverse Drake. And you know why we call it reverse Drake? If we started from the top, now we're here. So I would say, oh, I forgot. There's the star system from Tezuka's manga. I don't know if you can see in the cup. I'm not going to dump this on my cup on my keyboard. It's pretty low. Uh, I would say this is at 25%. Anybody who got 25 exactly, I will give you a Nobel prize. Tell me later. Sorry, you guys. I told y'all. Hi, honey. I'm home. Ding dong. All right, we got to do a Sue's post before we get out of here. Who said 25? What did they say? Who said 25? Everybody's welcoming the queen home. The queen of coffee break shoes is in the building. All right, you guys. So, all right, you guys. This is getting out of hand. Hold on a second. Let me get this off the screen. All right. So now that Suze is here, it's not coffee break if we don't do a Suze pose. All right, guys, get those elbows ready. It's time to pay tribute. I forget how many fingers we use. Pause. I put my hand upon your hip, then I dip, you dip, we dip. Super. That was pretty good. Oh, you guys, that's fantastic. That was a good one. Yes. That was a good one. You guys like that. And guys, I'm working on for the Patronuses, I'm working on a Sue's Pose sticker. I was gonna show Ringos, I was gonna show you. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it got deleted. It's really fun. So who got 25%, you guys? You guys aren't helping me out here. You guys got all distracted when Suze got in. I'm like you Uatu, the Watcher. That's good stuff. Duke, Matt, and Fletch. Okay. All right. Jared D, you're not getting one. So because they got it exactly. But you'll always be in my heart. That's good, Ronaldo. That's funny. But yeah, I'm trying to think of it's funny, like I would think the last trip I was on, because I've been traveling a lot. Was it When was the last one? I think it was when I went to Nevada, and there was this family on in a couple of seats like over there, and this guy. I think it was like a husband, a wife, and 2 kids, and the wife was somewhere else, and the husband had the 2 kids on either side of him, and they both had Nintendo Switches. And I guess whatever harmony you need, however you need to create harmony in your house is how that works. But I'm just like, yo, we got 2 switches. There wasn't even switch lights. They were like the whole joints. And the kids are like, nah, making all this noise. And then you hear the ka-chonk, 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 and then a slide. And apparently one of the kids dropped their switches and it like just rolled back like 4 rows. And the dad's like, yeah, my device. And then the wife is like, John, what happened? Just give me a minute. And everybody's like trying to find this thing. And I'm just like, I guess that's part of like the loadout for kids these days. You got to make sure they're equipped with all this tech. It used to be the iPad. The iPad was the attention grabber back then, but everybody's got other stuff now, and kids just have cell phones now. Um, Ronaldo says, "I still have a PSP that I bring out once in a while. It's still legit. Did you mod it? Because I remember that was a hot thing. You had a modded PSP for a while." Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I gotta get this stuff guys. I got a lot of mail going on. Dakota says we make Kidlet Jr. bring books with him when he needs to kill time, like Leon. Carla says my kids was Game Boys. Hey, I get it, but I guess also I think there's maybe a thing where it's like, from what I see, like the parents are controlling the loadout of the children. Like back I am, we're older, and I don't really remember there was a time. I mean, we didn't grow up where you have your parents were like, here's this, and here's that. Go sit down and shut up. It's just like, let's get on my face. And if you had something that you wanted to bring, you just brought it with you. Um, and again, I was already too old to be like going on trips and having a device. If anything, we had like electric football or something like that, going back in time. Yo, Paul Pate just entered the chat. Yo, give a sip of yo. It's okay. Give a sip of coffee for my man Paul Pate. You know my man Paul Pate. Paul Pate is a jack of all trades, musician, right? Artist, podcaster, singer, song. He's a song and dance man. You gotta love him. And you know what? I also, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through. I know your week is almost over, and it's just like, ugh, I could be playing a rousing game of Beyblades with my nephew, but nah, you know what? Go to sleep. Coffee breaks coming on. You know where my priorities lay. I appreciate y'all. E says, in my day, you were lucky if you had Coleco football on a trip, right? I remember my cousins had, well, my big cousin, and then I guess he would like begrudgingly share it with his brother. The head to head baseball that kind of looked like it was like shaped like it was like a baseball diamond. It was like this weird circle, and it had the little um, pitch drawer where if you were pitching, you kind of like lifted this little secret compartment up and you put in your pitches, and then the guy on the other end would have to swing at the dot for batting. That was like hours of fun. And we know Paul Pate telling about the electric football leagues. We knew how to entertain ourselves, but now kids need a. Well, I get it. I'm not going to hate the kids. I get it. All right, let's get rid of this sip of. All right, you guys. I'm going to try to wrap up. I don't see. This is the magic. Tell them, Suze, the magic of the squatty large mug. The mug is small, but it's big on it. It's. uh, It's a lot of volume in the squatty large mug. Go ahead, Bill. Kick it. Well, see, you know what? Paper footballs was a big thing, and that's like a kid rite of passage. You know how to make the. I mean, I remember the girls would make the. I forget there's a name for them, like those, like the thing where it has like answers in it or questions, and you have to like go like this. And I don't know how those things work. Um, but paper footballs, you knew how to fold and tuck a paper football, and then we would write the score on the end of the football. And the game, I don't know if you guys had a game on in my cousin's house because I'm an only child. I was always at my cousin's house. The game was on the table. You had to like it was like push football. So you would start somewhere and you had to like you had like a couple of downs to push the football across the table, and if it got right on the edge and didn't fall off, that was a touchdown, and that's when you kick the field goal. I know some people just, like, kick the thing without anything in between. Yeah, oh, that's right, paper fortune tellers. I didn't know they had a name, yes, paper fortune tellers, yes. Do any of you if any of you ladies know how to make those? It's like the TARDIS, baby. You know what's bigger on the inside. Girth Brooks. Yes, paper football was dangerous for us who didn't wear glasses. That's right. From long range. That's fantastic. Nakota about paper fortune tellers. I knew once, but don't have a clue now. Also did the fold notes. Oh, also did the fold the notes so the teacher couldn't tell what you wrote. Oh wow. Matt, you know how to make a paper fortune teller? You gotta show us, or you gotta do a video and show us how to do it. That's fantastic. Oh yes, E says don't forget quarter basketball and nickel soccer, lunch table games. Yep. Also was a big game in the lunchroom back in my schools was Craxies, and Craxies was just you trying to break a pencil with somebody else's pencil. Like you had to hold your pencil out, and you had to like flick crack the other person's pencil. And I don't know, like you just did that until somebody's pencil broke. What up, Kirk's Pencils? Yeah, I'm gonna give my last sip of the night to my man Kirk's Pencils. Kirk's Pencils, good to see you back. Looking good, my man. Everybody get your sippers up. Last sip of the night for Kirk's Pencils. That was fun. This was a good episode, you guys. Yo, this just took a turn. Ladies, I know how to make one. This is like the plot to Weird Science. What would you two maniacs like to do first? How about I'm gonna do the Bill Paxton. How about a nice greasy pork sandwich served on a dirty ashtray? Oh, flipping quarters, pitching pennies. Oh man. Yes, it was all about using the metal part of the pencil to crack. You guys called it pencils? Oh, we could just call it craxies. Duke says, I don't know if it had a name, but a popular playground game at my school was trying to knock the tines off each other's sporks with the handle. That sounds real precise. That's wild, you guys. Well, also Weird Sciences with a very young Robert Downey Jr. I don't think that was his first role, but it was close. All those Shermer, Illinois, John Hughes movies, they all kind of meld together. But Well, we talk about how complicated those John Hughes movies are now. You can't. All of those are cringe now, and almost all of them you can't watch in a room with young people and not have to get like feel embarrassed or tight about something. Jardy says RDJ's first role was in one of his dad's films in the early '70s. Oh, I didn't know that. There was a good, and I had it. I saved it in like one of my, maybe it was like a Amazon Prime queue or something. There was this old Robert Downey Jr. movie where he comes home. He's just like, this is like young Downey, and he like comes home to his like really sexy Chelsea apartment, and his girlfriend is in the apartment waiting for him, along with the other girlfriend, and somehow they both found out about each other and they just kind of confronted him, and that's the whole movie. It's almost like a one act play. I'm sure JRD knows what it's called. Embrace the cringe. Jared, do you know the name of that one? All right, you guys, going to wrap this up. This was a good episode, you guys. It was a nice catch up and nice primer. Um, for this was a we did a lot of videos this week. We had Any Hard to Tell. We have Pencil to Pencil. We have this. I do my constitutionals, and you can see we had a really good Any Hard to Tell this week. And if you don't know about that, you guys, Patronuses, tell them what to do. What else do I have to do at this point? Oh, that's not it. What do I have to do at this point, you guys? You need to get on the bus, Gus. For the price of a dirty dirty hot dog from New York City, you could get in on the good foot. It is not difficult to discuss, indubitably. But yeah, I forget the name of that movie, but it's good. Yeah, tell them, Suze. That's all. That's it. There's nothing else to say. So, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. This was always fun. Um, I may try to keep up the summer tradition of taking one week off, 1 week on. If you notice, I've been kind of exchanging these every other Thursday. I've been on just because I need a little bit. I need some grace, you guys. I need a little bit of space. Maybe it's you. It could be. I don't remember. I'm not even reading these out loud. That's a whole other thing. I'm staying out of that. JRD asked me about Baltimore. I think so. I don't know. I always go to Baltimore. We'll figure it out. We don't sweat that stuff, bro. We'll make it work out. If it's meant to be, it'll be. That's how I ride. Yeah, I mean. All right, you guys, want to get out of here? Thank you so much. Sue's telling what to do. Say your goodbyes now, y'all, because when it's over, it's OVA. So let's go. We had a lot of fun. It was good seeing all you guys in here. If you have not, big fun and Baltimore. If you have not subscribed to Pencil to Pencil yet, but you come here for this rich ore of content, fix your face, correct your actions, like and sub, consider my Patreon. Bill West, you're planning to come to Baltimore? Yeah, you better do it. Hawthorne and I are planning on doing another live. It ain't hard to tell on the at Baltimore Comic Con. Nothing's confirmed. It's in the air. We're talking about it, but you gotta be there. I'll take your word for it, my man. Susan Chris. I love it. Night, everybody. Good night. Caffeine's meet up. A Sue's pose off. All right, you guys, let's do it. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. You know what? Did I not do my nicknames last time? I go by many names. Some call me John Cena. The captain of this ship, John Luke Picard. There are 4 Johns. Kevin Scrapple, because bacon was taken. And your internet best friend and hairbrusher. Well, hello. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me and the groupies, because we came to group tonight, aka doing business as the caffeines. You know who the caffeines are. Friends and regulars, not decaf. Of Coffee Break with JN, because Suze will tell you there is no decaf up in this Major Falcon, this Mickey Ficky, this Humpty Dumpty. Oh man, what happened tonight? You got to hang out with me and watch me drink this coffee and run thy mouth. And now that I'm out of coffee, I guess, sip of coffee for Trey, wherever he is. Video over. See you in a bit. Join the Patreon.